Yo, people get shot and stabbed every day, B. The black market and the gray market. Here's your introduction. Okay, so I just skipped straight to the commodities of the black market. And that's important to this commentary. Traded goods and services on the black market. That would be prostitution. First name and the most prolific name that comes to mind is Playboy. They are the top American prostituters. Okay? And you know who headed that? That would be what's that boy name? Huff. And his daughter. What's that boy name? No, they don't want to say. American Men's Lifestyle magazine founded in Chicago in 1953 by Hugh Hefner. Thank you. And if you look up Hugh Hefner, right? Let's look up Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner. Okay, so that's his stupid face. Okay. And then let's see if we can see some background on him, right? See if we can find some background on him. There go his stupid face again. Hallelujah. That he's dead. Okay. Now look at here. Spouse, partners, children. There were many. I'm not looking for that. Okay. Let's see if I can find some early life stuff here. She was born in Chicago, 1926. First child of Glenn Lucius Hefner, an accountant, and Lucius. Okay. Right. An accountant and his wife, Grace Carolyn Hefner. That sounds pretty familiar. Lucius sounds pretty familiar. Let me see if if my suspicions are true. Lucky? Lucci? I know. Let's find out if my suspicions are true. Charles Lucky Luciano was an influential Italian-born mobster, criminal mastermind, and crime boss who operated mainly in the United States, along with his associates. He was instrumental in the development of the National Crime Syndicate. Now let me go back here. Hold on. Let me look at some life stuff here. Let's see if these people know this man well enough. Salvatore Luciana. Luciana. Salvatore Luciana. All right. Let's see if I can make some type of flimsy, circumstantial link to Hugh Hefner. Okay? He was born in 1897. Okay. Right. In Sicily. Now let's find out what we got. Head of the Genovese family. 5 points gang. Charlie Luciano. All right. Compulsory prostitution is what he was convicted for. He was in prison for 30 to 50 years. Okay. Sentence. Okay. In World War II. Early life. That's what I'm looking for. Early life. Okay. His parents, Antonio and Rosalia, had 4 children. Bartholomew, Giuseppe, Philippa, Luciano's parents, okay, them boys, and Corsetta, Luciano's father, worked in a sulfur mine, okay, Sicily, They don't want to talk about, where he was, okay. They settled in New York, okay. So, skimming the surface, I can't possibly make a logical, coherent link to this boy. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to get to the right spot. Hugh. It's supposed to be on Hugh. There you go. Alrighty. American. He's an American. Now, but it's quite a coinky dinky. I'm gonna just call it a coinky dinky. And I don't believe in coinky dinkies. You see? That his parents, his father, name, those are his partners. Okay. Those are the children. Okay. But his father's name is Lucius. Right. Hefner was born in Chicago on April 9th, 1926, the first child of Glenn Lucius Hefner, an accountant, and his wife, Grace Caroline. But I bet if I do some digging, I can link easily. 18, born in 1896, huh? Glenn was born in 1896. Had a younger brother, Keith. It's so easy to link Glenn Luciano to the Genovese crime boys. Easy. That wouldn't take but a lickety split. But I don't have time to put my mind through it right now. I just want to fly through some information here because there are a lot of big mouths online that want to research every single crime of a self-reported Israelite. See that? Self-reported Israelite. And the Joy Morgan case, which is semi-old, well, he was just sentenced, so I believe, to 15 years, which was a very sad case. But it appears to, by people who know him very well, that he had been on a killing spree, and he hid among Israelites. So that can't happen to me. You, what you call them boys? COINTELPRO agents are not pros at all. I see straight through you. So, but these people in these famous camps don't consider COINTELPRO very heavily, and they don't study it very well. And then so they are easily tricked. All the people have to do is just be gung ho and be do everything you say and be slaves to you, and then they trick you into being a part of your organization. And that can't possibly happen to me. I don't go for tricks. I, I I can't be fooled. You won't fool me. That's impossible. His mother had wanted him to become a missionary. Well, this sucks for you, ma'am. Let's find out here. Personal life. Okay, that's just bullshit with the slut history that he is the father of in America. Okay, but I'm trying to find out. He went to Steinmetz High School. Steinmetz. Now let's find out what that is. Steinmetz High School, college prep. Let's find that out, Steinmetz. The school is named for the German-American mathematician and electrical engineer Charles Proteus Steinmetz. Uh, uh, this is what the people don't understand. That where's Germany? Who lived in Germany? Who lived in Germany? Didn't some people get persecuted in Germany? I think so. Okay, let's look at some of his history here. Let's take a look at some of his history here. You want to report every single thing. Steinmetz was born Karl August Rudolph Steinmetz, 1865, Prussia, now Poland. The son of Caroline Neubert and Karl Heinrich Steinmetz. Okay, so see, they don't even tell you these people nationality or anything. But I mean, you use your imagination. I know who they are, but I'm not gonna speculate for the purposes of this video. So I'm gonna keep that to myself just momentarily here. All right, so now you see the top dog ruler of prostitution. That's him, and it says in his bio here. It says here in his early life that he was born to his parents were from Nebraska. Through his father's line, Hefner was a descendant of Plymouth Governor William Bradford. Suppose they trying to make him appear English. He described his family as conservative, Midwestern, and Methodist. His mother had wanted him to become a missionary. Okay. And Hefner graduated from the University of Illinois. Degree into personal. Right. Okay. So you see who that is. That is the top dog leader of prostitution. Now let's look at some more of these black market. Then I'm going to get into the gray market. So prostitution is a commodity, is a good or service in the black market. It's illegal. In other countries such as Nicaragua, where legal prostitution is regulated, hotels may require both parties to identify themselves to prevent the rise of child prostitution. So child prostitution is also a black market service. And child prostitution. Okay, that's a good one. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the crimes of people. You see? Instead of talking about how to fix America, let's do that right now. Okay. Jeffrey, where you at? Let's talk about it, Jeff. Child prostitution. The top dog fall guy of child prostitution is Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, he's just simply a fall guy. Let's look at his information. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Edward Epstein. Born January 20th, 1953. And went into hiding August 10th, 2019. Went into the Winfrey Protection Services in 2019. Was an American financier and convicted sex offender. He began his professional life as a teacher, but then switched to the banking and finance sector. Oh, man, that's pretty smart. That's what a lot of these guys do. That's what these Steins and Steens do. You see? Jeffrey Edward, Brooklyn, New York. He's from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, you see? Cause of death is disputed. Of course it's disputed because he never died. How can it be disputed? Autopsies tell you how somebody died. Idiot. Okay. Okay, so now by a Florida state court of procuring an underage girl for prostitution, in 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating Epstein after a parent complained that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. Epstein pleaded guilty because he was in fact guilty. Convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of procuring an underage girl for prostitution and of soliciting a prostitute. So, he served almost 13 months in custody, but with extensive work release. He was convicted of only these two crimes as part of a plea deal. Federal officials had, in fact, identified 36 girls, some as young as 14 years old, whom Epstein had sexually abused. 36 girls, 13 months. That's pretty good. Pretty good justice system you got there, buddy. Epstein was arrested again on July 6, 2019 on federal charges for the sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. Okay, that's what you got. Right. The medical examiner ruled death by suicide. His lawyers have disputed the ruling. Because his death eliminates the possibility of pursuing criminal charges. A judge dismissed all criminal charges on August 29, 2019. So he has been absolutely exonerated by faking his death. Holy shit moly. Okay, that's what you got there, buddy. Okay, Mr. Jewish man, the Jewisher guy that wants to look up every crime ever perpetrated by a self-proclaimed Israelite. Let's figure this out. Let's see if we can come to a conclusion together. Where was I? Trying to go back to the black market. They don't want to take me back to the black market. Okay. Let's look up black market. Straight like that then. Since you won't play games, let's just go straight like that. A black market and black economy. See, they name it black for you to have your ideas set on a skin tone. But that's not the case. They call it black just to smear black people. That's pretty dumb of them to do, you see. It's pretty dumb. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Okay. First of all, let me see what this is about, organized crime, because that's a black market service. Okay. People engaged in the black market usually run their businesses hidden under a front business that is legal. Often, certain types of illegal products are traded against one another depending on the geographical location. And that's all you got to say? Whoever wrote this article? Oh, well, yeah, the main article is organized crime. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that was a good honorable mention. All right, so we went through prostitution and child prostitution. It's right there. That's why I went there and showed it to you. You see? Now, personal information. Yep, personally identifying information. Financial information like credit card and bank account information and medical data is bought and sold, mostly in dark net markets. Yeah, you don't understand how that works. The deep net, the onion, or whatever it's called. I don't even go in there. I don't even know how to peruse through there. People increase the value of the stolen data by aggregating it with publicly available data and sell it again for a profit, increasing the damage that can be done to the people whose data is stolen. Now, see, I don't have any people in mind that, off the top of my head, that are the big bosses of that industry. Illegal drugs. Man, everybody knows how illegal drugs get into the United States. And it ain't a self-proclaimed Israelite. So I'm going to just skim over that. Weapons. Okay? Illegal weapon sales. We know self-proclaimed Israelites do not build weapons en masse. You see? And we definitely don't build bombs en masse. We definitely don't build anything en masse. We're not even allowed to build normal things. We can't even own car companies right now. You see? That's how that works. So, if let's say we wanted to go into the clothing industry, right, which is cotton is king, which will lead you back to Levi's, and then you find out who Levi is. Levi is one of the sons of a man named Israel. So the founder of Levi's back in the day named the company Levi's, but he was not an Israelite. Okay. So now, if we were allowed to own things, and instead of being deemed a perpetual servant, you see, by Pope Nicholas V, you see, then we wouldn't be having this discussion about one psychotic black guy that listened to Farrakhan for 73 hours a day, blasting it for his neighbors to hear, and then being linked to Israelites. Okay, because Farrakhan incorrectly linked himself to Israelites. He says that the way that says that the Bible is wrong, the Bible is and his words are true, and he teaches that the way that they are children of Israel is by being descendant of Esau. So that's what he told his people. His people believe every word, and there's nothing we can do about it. So that's what's happening with his people. They think they're Edomites. Now, but they think they're Edomite Israelites. You see the confusion there yet? I know you do, Mr. Jewish man who reports on everything Israelite 24 hours a day. Okay, the legislators of many countries forbid or restrict the personal ownership of weapons. Okay, that's in Nairobi. Yeah, so they burned them all. That's what they did. Now, you see that no self-proclaimed Israelite is the producer of those weapons. Illegally logged timber. I'm waiting for you to show me a self-proclaimed Israelite who is even in the lumber business that does logging. You can show them to me anytime you're ready there. Okay. Animals and animal products. Poachers. Show me an Israelite who poaches. That's what I want you to do. Alcohol. Illegal alcohol sales. Rum running. You see? Show me a self-proclaimed Israelite who's a rum runner. Okay, you can't do nothing but show me alcoholic Israelites, which is still illegal for us. You're not allowed to be a drunk as an Israelite, you see. But the wine is made for making merry, so you drink it in moderation without getting drunk. You get drunk, it becomes illegal to us. That's what you find in your laws as well, in your American laws. Okay? Rum running, bootlegging, is the illegal business of transporting, smuggling. Now, whose people do this? Who does this? It's not Israelites. Oh, I can think of a lot of, what's that boy named? George Bush? If I'm not mistaken, his father and grandfather and all them people were bootleggers. So you better stop lying on Israelites, because we're not as bad as you want to make it seem. You see? Tobacco. It has been reported that smuggling one truckload of cigarettes from a low-tax U.S. state to a high-tax state can lead to a profit of up to $2 million. You see? That's what you do. Show a self-proclaimed Israelite who does that, runs tobacco from North Carolina to New York or whatnot, you see. But South Carolina has so far refused to follow suit and raise taxes from 7 cents per pack. Okay. See? Yeah. North Carolina eventually agreed to raise its taxes from 5 cents to 35 cents per pack of 20 cigarettes. Although this remains far below the national average. Oh, I see why cigarettes are so high now. It's a sin tax. Because we smoke cigarettes, you are therefore sinning, and you should be taxed for sinning. I didn't know that was a real thing. I just heard people roasting it, but it's true. Let me take a sip of tea and light me a cigarette on that note, because that's just ridiculous. But Mr. Vocabulary, show me the self-proclaimed Israelite who does cigarette running, tobacco running. Hurry up, Mr. Vocabulary. That's all you need to do. Why are you so obsessed with me? I just want to know. You don't listen. Okay, biological organs. This is gotta be my most hated Black market issue. Yeah, man. According to the World Health Organization, illegal organ trade occurs when organs are removed from the body for the purpose of commercial transactions. The World Health Organization justifies its stance on the issue by stating payment for organs is likely to take unfair advantage of the poorest and most vulnerable groups, undermines altruistic donation, and leads to profiteering and human trafficking. Yep, that's what happens. So, of course, I figure since the World Health Organization is reporting on it, then they are clearly involved with it. That's what they do. They take leadership in reporting on things, and while their real duty is to do what they're reporting against on the black market. Okay, by Global Financial Integrity, estimating that the illegal organ trade generates profits between 600 million to and 1.2 billion per year, with a span over many countries. Okay, so I can't think of the big boys of biological organs. So it's such a deep and wide issue um, involving CPS, the royal houses, and the countless Jewishers who've been arrested very recently in New York and all over the country for this. It also includes Planned Parenthood and other dum-dums. Okay, so now, the Mr. Vocabulary. Show me the Israelite who harvest organs from people. Okay, self-proclaimed Israelite, not them boys up in Chicago, the Bloods, and all this stuff that don't know that they're Israelites who killed that girl and put her in the freezer to preserve her organs for organ harvesting. You see? Don't show non-Israelites. Show people who say that they're Israelites and proclaim it. You know, that guy in New Jersey, you were wrong about that, Mr. Vocabulary. You see? You were wrong. He didn't claim and proclaim himself to be an Israelite. If so, what's his name? Who knows him? The only reason ICGJC was raided is because you guys are supremely, severely paranoid. You see? How can something happen in New Jersey and New York gets raided? How does that happen? That's pretty stupid. Because ICGJC is even in my city. So why didn't my city's ICJGJC get raided? Why didn't that happen? See? You see how stupid you people are? Your reporting is so off and inaccurate that you heathens are in derision. You just run around like chickens with your head cut off, don't know what you're reporting on or who to report on. You just say, Black Hebrew Israelites, everything. Black Hebrew Israelites, everything. Everything wrong. Okay, racketeering. Let's talk about it. A racket is a service that is fraudulently offered to solve a problem, such as for a problem that does not actually exist. This will not be put into effect, or that would not otherwise exist, and if the racket did not exist. Conducting a racket is racketeering. Now, all you have to do, Mr. Vocabulary Mellon, The vocabulary melon. Let's talk about the self-proclaimed Israelite who does that. Okay. That boy Tazadakia, I believe he was indicted on, what's that boy name? What's Tazadakia's real name? I forget Tazadakia's real name. Jermaine Grant. That's right. Okay, now, let's see his charges here. Fraud. Okay. Arrested. Lincoln Warrington were arrested on fraud and tax charges. Okay, let's find out if racketeering, if that's what, okay. Transportation providers, okay. Racketeering, racket is that is fraudulently offered to solve a problem. Okay, so that's not the exact same charge as fraud, but it is a type of fraud. You see? But you guys wouldn't know this. Okay, all your whole goal in life and the checks that you receive from James White and his constituency of puppet handlers. Jimmy White and his puppet handlers pay vocabulary Mellon to smear Israelites, and that's this whole claim to fame. That's how he feeds his children. So he's going to make sure he doesn't fail at smearing and lying about the Israelites instead of singling out Israelites that he disagrees with. He wants to say that all Israelites have a propensity for the crimes that he reports on daily of self-proclaimed Israelites and even suspected Israelites, like the New Jersey shooting. And they were suspected but never confirmed and proved that they were not self-proclaimed Israelites, nor accepted by anyone in the Israelite community anywhere. They would have been spoke out about it and condemned it. See, that's what we do. We see something we don't like in the Israelite community, we're the first to put them on blast. You imbecile. Mr. Vocabulary Mellon. Okay. Now let's look at here what we got. Racketeering. The next black market crime is transportation providers. Okay, where taxi cabs, buses, and other transportation providers are strictly regulated or monopolized by government, a black market typically flourishes to provide transportation to poorly served or overpriced communities. In the United States, some cities restrict entry to the taxi cab market. That's a fact. With the medallion system, i.e., taxi cabs must get a special license, you see, and display it on a medallion in the vehicle. In most such jurisdictions, it is legal to sell the medallions, but the limited supply and resulting high prices of medallions have led to a market in unlicensed carpooling, illegal taxi cab operation. You see? Now, show me the Israelite who performs any of these black market services. Housing rental in places where there's rent control, there may be a black market for housing. Show me the Israelite who's illegally subletting social housing. Show it to me. Mr. Vocabulary Mellon. Counterfeit medicine, essential aircraft, and automobile parts. I can't believe I took all this time to defend copyrighted media Israelites. I mean, we have the most pristine image other than us cussing you dumbasses out every day. And that's not even a bad image. Okay, so hate speech is protected. Well, let me see. Hate speech is protected? No. Speech, rough speech is protected. Rough speech is protected under free speech, where you speak loudly and you cuss people out. All that's protected under free speech. You see? You don't know that. So they deem us hate speakers or hate speakers. Well, yeah, you can speak hate. That's because some things deserve to be hated, like all of these black market services that none of us do and that we report on the street corners. You see? Street vendors in countries where there is little enforcement of copyright law. See, copyrighted material. Now, we already know about the Japan fiasco and the Chinese fiasco, where they are the top diggity dogs of stealing intellectual property, copyrighted media, clothing, shoes, everything. They steal absolutely everything. Music, you see? So, all you got to do is show us a self-proclaimed Israelite that does that. Mr. Vocabulary Mellon. You see? That's all you got to do. It's so simple. I don't know why you ain't done it yet. All you doing is showing some lone psycho in New Jersey that decided to go on a bodying spree, but he has nothing to do with Israelites. What's your problem? You people are going to be found in court, losing all of your monies. This goes for you too, Mr. Rolando Martinez. Mr. Rolando Martinez. Yeah, that goes for you too, buddy. Yeah. All right, currency. You see? Counterfeit currency. Show us a self-proclaimed Israelite that counterfeits currency. Yeah, hurry up. I don't got all day. Let's talk about crime and criminals. I mean, I could show you more Jewishers that do these things than a little bit, but I don't have time because the black market damn list is so long. Few. I didn't even know how long it was, and this is just a few. Show us the Israelite who sells fuel. That's what you do. In the EU, it is not illegal for a person or business to buy fuel in one EU state for their own use in another. But as with other goods, and tax will generally be payable by the final customer at the physical place of making the purchase. You see? This is all I want you to do, show us these black market issues in the Israelite community. Sex toys. There are some countries where sex toys are illegal, such as Saudi Arabia, Thailand, and India. But of course, in the United States, it's perfectly legal. Other black market platforms used to sell sex toys on the black market include consumer-to-consumer online auction websites, as well as private pages on social media websites. So since it's legal in the United States, then why don't you look up the owners of the companies of sex toys? As a matter of fact, why don't you look up the manufacturers of sex toys? You will find that not one of them are self-proclaimed Israelites. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so now that's the black market. So now let's look up the gray market. Of course, you didn't know that existed because you're so obsessed with Israelites, Mr. Vocabulary Mellon, that you don't know that it exists. The gray market. So we're in the black market, which they try to make you think it's just black people, is designed to be strictly secret and strictly perfectly illegal. The gray market is uh, wishy-washy and not fully accepted. Let me read it for you. A gray market refers to the trade of a commodity through distribution channels that are not authorized by the original manufacturer or trademark proprietor. Gray market products are products traded outside authorized manufacturer channel. You see? So it's just as scandalous, but it's much lesser known. History of the term, description. Okay, goods, action by corporations, support for gray markets. Okay, let's look at goods. What are goods? Arcade games. Look at there. Are marketed under different titles. You see? Such as Carrier Air Wing, U.S. Navy, Mega Man, Rockman. See? See? Mega Man is called Rockman. And Police 911 is called Police 24/7. Carrier Air Wing is called the U.S. Navy. You see? This is especially titles from Japanese companies. See how they work? Right. Exactly. You don't understand how this stuff goes. Automobile manufacturer segment world markets by territory and price, thus creating a demand for gray import vehicles. So now, I can truly comprehend the frustration of psychotic mass murderers, because you people do nothing but disgrace us all of your lives. You spend all of your entire lives, every day of your waking, every moment of your waking day, to disgrace black people. So I can understand their frustration, but they should not take it out physically until we have our own self-determined governing structure. You see? So everyone has the right to self-determination, which is proven by everything on the face of the planet. All history demands self-determination. So it will happen eventually, as soon as the media blackout turns into a media whiteout. You see, it's already been whited out. That's the problem. The media blackout is currently a media whiteout where you people think you're us and you report to the public that you're us. So we've already been whited out. Now, broadcasting. In television and radio broadcasting, gray markets primarily exist in relation to satellite radio and satellite television delivery. Now, show me the Israelite who does that. That's all you gotta do. I offer very simple challenges, but you can't do anything about it. You can't respond because you're just a liar. And since that's all you do, your whole life, from birth to death, is lie, you will never understand what reality is and the truth is. You see? Okay, so that's it on that. The black market and the gray market. There's just a ranting introduction, and you'll be able to see that no self-proclaiming Israelites can do these things and have done these things. So then you found out that the New Jersey guy was listening to Farrakhan all his life, and he was just a psycho that was triggered to do those things. And the Joy Morgan boy is purportedly a serial killer who hid among Israelites. You wouldn't know that because your whole goal is just to smear Israelites your whole life. And you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay cash money. Yep. That's a fact. What else I want to talk about here? I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to say. Just to show you these things. So, all these little reports about people getting shot and stabbed. People get shot and stabbed every day, B. Get over it. But look to the future. Go from here and forget the past. Move forward. See? And then what y'all tell us every day? All right.